Hi, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, or this time a commentary. This is a paid request for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, anyone, if you want to request pretty much any type of video, topic, reaction, review, re-review, or randomness, or again, pretty much anything else, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2007 film TMNT, which I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about. Maybe not. But I have it paused. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Now, where do I start with this? This is a movie that a missed opportunity. A missed opportunity. Yes, the Weinsteins. There's good elements in this movie. This is miles better than what Michael Bay produced in 2014, 2016. Let me get that right off the bat. It's miles better than those. But yes, I enjoyed the first two in the 90s more. My favorite is the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. There's a lot in this that I like the art direction. I like the look of the film. I like the look, try to go for a more darker feel to it. I like the animation. I don't mind the designs of the turtles. But then it's like we want to do this, but we don't want to commit to it. And that's the frustrating part. Now, Laurence Fishburne is doing the narration here, which is random. I mean, I like Laurence Fishburne. It just seemed random that he's doing the narration, and that narration never comes back, so... And this is where the problem arises. This plot kind of sucks dick. The whole 3,000 years ago, I don't know why they chose this story. Like, you're going to reintroduce the turtles. Hopefully to have a series of films. And the plot you choose this fucking plot about stone generals and why the fuck... I get it. You don't want to do the Foot Clan again. You don't want to do the Shredder again. I get that. You could save and build up to the Shredder. But why not start... You could still do the Foot Clan and do the City of War storyline. And let you build up to the Shredder. There's a variety of other comic books, whether it be even the Turtles going into space and the arcs that happened in some of the early issues of the comics. With the Fugitoid and the Triceratons. That would be a more interesting story. The whole bit with characters like the Rat King and all this other stuff you could utilize. I mean, I remember a comic where they went to another world where it's people and skulls and... Well, that'd be too graphic to do it. And they'd like driving motorcycles, like death race cars around. So maybe not that one. But, I mean, there's other stories you could tell, you could take from, not this. The villains, the characters of these villains could not give a rat's ass about any of this. Now, I saw this in the theater, and in the theater... I was just so hyped to see another Ninja Turtle movie because the last one was in 1993. This is 2007. 93 to 2003. 2003, 14 years. And I remember I found this Ninja Turtles forum and there were talks of this movie being made. And I was just so excited for it. It could have been the four turtles playing fucking cards. I probably would have loved it in the theater. Because I'm a big fan of these characters. I grew up with the 80s, the 90s cartoon. And then I saw the first two live action films, loved them, still love them. The third one, not so much. And then my interest died down a little bit. Because the Turtles themselves died down a little bit. Yeah, the Next Mutation show lasted a year. Not really the best live action TV show. And then, as cringeworthy as this will be to people, what got me back was around 2001, I read fan fiction. And people were like telling these serious, mature, as in violence, language, heartfelt, depth stories about the Turtles. And then there was a lot of crappy ones. Not some. There's a lot of crappy ones too, where some girl would go, I met the Turtles and then I fell in love with one. I'm like, okay, but I'm talking about like the other. If you wrote that story, those stories, that's fine. It just wasn't for me. But the other stories, I'm like, wow, there's a bit of depth to these characters. I could look at these characters as three-dimensional, which is funny that the way I could find that is in a fan fiction story, not a fucking movie. Which I still, the closest is maybe the first live action film and some of the 2003 cartoon. But yeah, that got me back into the Turtles, was the fan fiction. And then 2003 you had the new cartoon, which I love. I love that 2003 cartoon. I actually have it right over here. Love this cartoon. My favorite cartoon. And I grew up with the 80s cartoon. Now it's hard for me to watch the 80s cartoon. I like to watch it and have fun at a nostalgia level, but I prefer the 2003 cartoon. I prefer the action. It's still a kid's show, but there's a lot of serious moments in it. Just watch the episodes same as it ever was. And then, that led up to this. And I don't mind this idea of Leonardo being in Central America. He helps people. But, yet again, this is a movie that's the perfect anecdote. One step forward, two steps back. Then it goes another step forward, then another two steps back. Another step forward, then another two steps back. To the point I'm in the back of the fucking line by the end. I'm like, God damn it. Just a lot of fucking wasted potential on this. Now, the animation on the humans aren't the greatest. When I say the animation, I mean during the action scenes at night when the turtles are running among the city. The humans look funky, but the turtles I thought looked pretty decent. Especially compared to what Michael Bay that he produced. Of course, you have Sarah Michelle Gellar as the voice of April O'Neil. Later, you have Chris Evans, yes, Captain America, as the voice of Casey Jones. And the voices of the Turtles, they're fine. I have no issues with the people who voiced the Turtles. But I really hate Leonardo in this. Like, I've never seen another iteration of a cartoon or a movie of the Turtles where I hated one of the Turtles except this movie. I fucking hate this Leonardo. He's a two-faced, hypocritical fuckface. He's a fraud-faced, fuck-faced, hypocritical bitch with a capital bitch. Why do I say that? You've seen in this opening that he will go and fight bad guys and tie them up and do whatever the fuck he wants. But if Raphael does it in the city, then he's bad and he's evil and how dare you. Hypocritical fuck. And they never mention that. that he's being hypocritical. They never mention, hey, I did it in the jungle, but what I was doing was wrong, and so I'll get to that a lot. Mikey and Donnie, I mean, you could say the same thing about the early films as well, that they don't get a lot to do. And that's a fair assessment. But that's what my point. It's been 13 years, no, 14 years by this point since the last film. 14 years. You could do more with Mikey and Donnie. And you don't. But then again, one thing I like this Raphael as the Night Watcher. I keep wanting to say Nightcrawler, but it's the Night Watcher. This vigilante. Leo is a vigilante, helping people in Central America. Raph is a vigilante, helping people in New York. Leo is beating up people, tying them up. Raph is beating up people, tying them up. But yet Leo gets away with it. Splinter tisses his ass and probably jerks him off in the shower. Raph gets the shit end of the stick. How dare you? You shouldn't do this. You're blah, blah, blah. And no one calls Leo on it. No one calls him up for the hypocritical fuckface he is. And Leo gets away with it, and Raph is... Oh, boo boo. That's fucking ridiculous. That's what pisses me off about it. Now, part of me wishes it was just Raph without the suit, just to see Raphael actually doing all this stuff, punching, kicking people. Although the suit is kind of nice. I know there were... I think there were comic books or something that showed how he got the suit and all that stuff. I gotta say, Raphael does get some nice moments. Like having this cool persona, like the Night Watcher, and get some nice visual moments, which I'll get to. But, again, it's like, okay, this is a nice opening. This is a nice way to start the movie off. Other than the fucking Stone General shit. Which part of me is like, just get rid of the fucking Stone General shit. Yeah, but this whole thing, like, they're lost without Leo, it's like... I don't even care for that aspect either. I get it, it's because the four of them, but I would rather go more towards they miss him as a brother, not that they need him as... We can't fight without him. It's like, you can fight, but you fight better with Leo. There's still individuals that can manage, it's just that they'll be better with all four, and more of that they miss their brother. So I would go more with that. But again, it's like... It wants to have its cake and eat it too. It wants to be this dark, gritty movie to go a little bit deeper in the characters, but then it wants to be this goofy, silly... With honestly some lame fucking songs in there too. And it's just, it's fucking Kevin Munroe. Maybe Peter Laird, who produced it, some fault has to be put onto his feet as well. But Kevin Munroe, this is the guy they're going to direct Astro Boy. I just... Do I really give credit for these scenes for Kevin Munroe, or to the people who animated it? You know what I mean? And it just goes, I wish they would have just gone all the way with it. Just all the way. Don't hold back. It's the phrase, like, you're not half pregnant. You're pregnant or you're not pregnant. You're not half pregnant. This movie is half pregnant. And that's kind of my issue with this. Like, it wants to have serious moments like Raph and Leo fighting, but then we don't have Mikey giving out a huge, large burp. Well, I like this idea that Mikey would be a big fan of the Night Watcher, but then go more towards it. The fact that you have the baby brother that likes this Night Watcher character, but doesn't know it's his big brother. And then when he finds out, he fucking finds out it's his big brother, have a big, this whole battle within Mikey. Oh, it's his Night Watcher he's been watching, but it's his older brother. Like, have a moment with that. And that's saying, like, there's not a lot of, like, that's the only Raph and Mikey, Donnie and Raph moment. So I'm listening to the dialogue. You want to talk about strength and weaknesses. This is more like we ain't shit until Leo's here. Now that Leo's here, now we are the shit. So that kind of fucks up your whole spiel, Splinter. We ain't shit until Leo's here. Leo's here, now we're the shit. It's like, that's kind of the thinking you're doing, Splinter. Dumb fuck. And Mako, I like Mako. I just, not for Splinter. I mean, and then he passed away, so a little bit of additional stuff had to be done for someone who's not Mako. Mako, he was in Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, many other films. I would say this, if you were able to do this type of film 10 years before, I always thought the best voice for Splinter would be Victor Wan. Victor Wan, aged Shen from Big Trouble in Little China. He was also in The Golden Child. He was in Three Ninjas. Like, that voice of Victor Wan would be the perfect Splinter. But by this point, he had passed away, so. And yeah, that's Chris Evans as Casey Jones. I have to wonder if anyone ever brings this up to him. Hey, Chris Evans, remember you were Casey Jones? Although he's a better Casey Jones than why the fuck he was that 2016 Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Stay in the fucking shadows of that piece of shit movie. What do I have? Bebop Rocksteady finally. Who fights him? Casey Jones, who's a cop with short lame ass hair. Who else? Just him. Well, the Turtles do fight him, but for like 30 seconds on a plane. Okay, but like the big fight, like the big battle at the end. Oh, Casey Jones fights him. Both of them? Yeah. By himself? Yeah. But aren't they so big and wide? Yeah. But Casey Jones fights him. Yeah. By himself? Yeah. I'm glad all you people looking forward to Bebop and Rocksteady, there you go. Bebop and Rocksteady, their big battles with Casey Jones by his fucking self, not even with the Turtles. Oh, 30 seconds on a plane. I'm sorry, I'm going off tangent. So now you have Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard himself as winners. You know what's sad? I remember playing the video game to this on PS2, which I don't really care for the game a whole lot gameplay-wise, because at times it tries to be Prince of Persia with running on the walls. It's just not the most successful. I will say part of the storyline, I play it because the storyline just felt a bit better in that game. I, the issue is that the cinematics is all done in like still pictures, like a comic book. But it's like I wish the cinematics were done full fucking motion video, because the storyline did seem more satisfying in the game. Because you saw a bit more of Leonardo in Central America. He's in a temple and he goes on this thing on a journey. I think like Mikey and Donnie helped Raph out, and then they kind of get together, and then the three of them go after Leo, which is what it should have been. I mean, if that's the case, Raph. Oh, this is Zhang Ziyi as Karai. I don't know why the fuck they got Zhang Ziyi. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She was in that. I tell you, this is the first movie we saw Karai, the daughter of the Shredder, which I would see her more in the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. She was in the comic books. And, you know, they had the 2012 cartoon, which I'm not a fan of. Well, the first season or two was fine, but then after that was like, fuck. And then Rise of the TMNT can kiss my fucking dick. But yeah, I don't mind the artwork. Like, I don't mind the animation in this. Like, the way the buildings look and the turtles look, and like the color is this dark, gloomy look in the city. Again, this whole thing with Leo later, like, Raph is doing the same thing Leo did in the fucking jungle, but he's the bad guy. Makes no fucking sense. It is funny that of all the people, like, his own brothers don't recognize him in this costume, but Casey Jones does. I do like the little interaction between Raph and Casey. I think at the time, I'll be honest, at the time, Chris Evans, I'm like, Chris Evans? But he has grown on me quite a bit as an actor, because I really like Cellular. That's a really good movie, underrated film. He's been a great Captain America. At this time, he was only known for like the Human Torch, which even then he does well in those movies. The thing is, like, Raph, and honestly, with the way the story is, he should be the fucking good guy. Like, he's making the most sense. Like, Leo's the motherfucker that didn't return after a year that he was supposed to. If you had a family member, Arnold will be back on Tuesday. They don't come back till 2 months later, but then you're the bad guy? I'm like, motherfucker, you said you're going to be back on Tuesdays. 2 months later, you haven't said anything. You didn't write, you didn't call, you didn't do shit. But I'm the bad guy. That's what it seems like. I'm like, what the fuck? I hate this Leonardo. He's a hypocritical fuck, man. I don't give a fuck about these stone generals. I don't give a fuck about this story. Give a shit. But yeah, like I said, the 2003 cartoon I absolutely love. And I have reviews of the first 2 seasons so far. I know this month I'm working on season 3. Because Lucas is very nice to request that. But okay, 14 years later, we get another Turtles film. Build up Leonardo. I mean, well, they're doing that, but build up Michelangelo. Build up Donatello. There's 4 characters. You can fucking build them. I mean, come on. It's not like 15. That's why I say, do one movie with no April O'Neil and no Casey Jones, and have these 4 built up. We've seen movies where they build up 5, 6, 7 characters. Like, make Mikey more than just this goofball. Make Donnie more than just Brainiac. There's more you can do. And yeah, in the first couple movies, I'll give leniency. But now it's years later, there's less of an excuse in this. You know, Splinter, your question should be, where the fuck have you been for a year? But Splinter lets her go because he's an asshole. And lo and behold, the kiss ass gets a fucking medal. I don't blame Raph for being pissed. I'm like, this motherfucker didn't write or call or anything for a year, and he gets a medal and a pat on the ass. Leo should wipe the fucking brown from his snout. Brown-nosing motherfucker. Fuck this Leonardo. He's a fucking asshole. Stick a fucking sword up his ass, make a shish kebab. At the end, it's like, well, now that I'm back, everything will be good now. And Splinter's like, yeah, I know it would. Splinter, fucking asshole. Just what the fuck is he supposed to say? Like, hey, asshole. Like, what's, I mean, the line, I have nightmares about birthday parties, okay. Now, right here, we do have, like, actual conversations about what's going on and where you've been for a year and all this other stuff. You know, like normal people would fucking have. Oh, but they're just you're taking it too seriously. You know what? I would like someone to fucking do it. I like someone to fucking do it. I like someone to fucking try. Maybe you would get something out of it. That's what they did with Marvel. Hate to say it, it is. It's what they did with the Marvel films, and whether you like or hate them, and believe me, lately they haven't been that good, but they've been successful. Well, just because it's successful doesn't mean it's good. Look at Captain Marvel. But I mean, you know, for a while it was for good reason. So instead, let's do with a giant fucking Munty thing. A creature that they can't really fight much. Like, great, the first time we get to see these four fight is a thing that they can't really fight. Again, it's like they can't even fight the thing because they can't really punch it or do anything to it. And that's, oh, again, what is this rated? PG? Yeah, it's rated PG, so that's another thing with the Turtles. Like, people always complain about Ninja Turtles 2 See-Through the Ooze. They always complain, well, they don't fight with their weapons. Well, what the fuck else do they do with their weapons? Mikey has nunchucks, but he can't hit someone, because that's a rated R offense. Although I think he did hit a couple people in the first movie. Raph can't do anything with a sai. He can't stab. He can't throw into someone's throat. Leo can't cut. He can't stab. Although he did cut Shredder a little bit in the first movie. But that's what I mean. Like, these guys can't do anything with their weapons that they should. So they might as well not fucking use them if they're not going to fucking do it. Just there for show and blocking. Like, this is a cool shot with Raphael, I'll say. And that's a good usage of the weapons, to be fair. Sliding down. Okay, that's a cool shot. But then, they can't really do much with the fighting of it. I don't think Donatello would have acted that way with, you know, acting like another Mighty in that moment. And again, these stone generals, like, I give a rat's ass. Again, it's like, no one I can't say no one, but don't care about this fucking storyline with all these creatures and monsters that they can't fight and do anything with. Again, it's like they bring something up, but then they don't follow through with it. Even at the end with Leo, Leo has all of these swords, right, littered on his body, and he reveals it, but then does nothing with them, with all these swords. So it's like, then what's the fucking... It's like so much of this fucking film, man. Like, they bring up Raph and Leo fighting each other, Raph almost killing Leo. You would think maybe have one sincere, heartfelt conversation between the two in the ending. No. Like a 10-second bit and that's it. Again, people say you can't do this. Yeah, I've seen more meaningful conversations in Pixar movies, for fuck's sake. Like, come on now. And again, I almost want to blame Kevin Munroe because he wrote and directed the fucking thing. Yeah, he did write and direct the fucking thing. And Kevin Munroe, I'm sorry, he's not that great of a fucking director. I would give more credit to the animators. What's the company? Imagi Studios Production. I give more credit to them than Kevin Munroe. Like, I remember reading that one thing they wanted to do with the ending, and that's why I gotta give some... I can't give all the blame to Kevin Munroe, even though he wrote and directed it. I give a little bit of blame to Peter Laird, because one of the aspects in the ending was to have Raphael die for a little bit, and then Donatello and such have to bring Raphael back to life with this machine at the end. And Peter Laird said no, because I don't, even for a little bit, I don't want any turtles to die, which is funny, because he produced this cartoon. And you know what? There's an episode called Same as It Never Was in season 3, where it was an alternate future, and in the alternate future, the turtles get killed. Except Donatello, who goes back to his, this world, this reality. But fucking ridiculous, But again, that could have been cool because that would give... Okay, a little bit... How do I word it? Okay, have a moment where Raphael feels bad that he was fighting Leo and almost did something bad. Although to me, Leo fucking deserved it because he's a hypocritical, two-faced, fuck-faced shithead. But then Raph takes a hit for Leo. He dies, so he died for his brother, like he would. Mikey is emotional about it. You can't die, you're my hero. Because he bring up more about Mikey liking the Night Watcher and being a fan of the Night Watcher. And there's supposed to be... I remember something about he would have like a book with all the newspaper clippings of Night Watcher. If not, then I'm just thinking of that. You could do that to build that up. The Raph and Mikey friendship up. Brotherhood up. And then the three brothers are adamant to bring their brother back to life. And then Leo is adamant, Leo and Raph have a good heart-to-heart talk and moment. Clearing the air. The brute vigilantism. You did the same thing in the fucking jungle. The same fucking thing. It's like Kevin Munroe was too stupid to realize that. And he wrote the fucking movie. He was too stupid to realize that what Leo was doing was the same goddamn thing that Raph did. That's shitty storytelling. It's shitty development of characters. It's flawed as fuck. And it's just like, we don't do the bare essentials with the turtles. And we spending more fucking time with these fucking creatures being taken that I give a rat's ass about. And here's the thing. This is a very short movie. Because it's a short film, this is what, an hour and 26 minutes. Now, I'm trying to remember how much it is with credits. How long the credits are. Let's say 6 minutes. Let's say an hour and 20 minutes. Like right now, you have 42 minutes left. It may sound like a lot, but 42 minutes to... You don't have a 20-minute finale. So the other 20 minutes is going to be, more of this bullshit. That's why the one thing people remember is the Raph and Leo fight. Because it deals with the turtles and it deals with something, a kernel of an emotional point for these characters that we haven't seen on the screen before. I don't give a fuck about April O'Neil wanting to be a goddamn samurai. What the fuck she doing? I don't care. Again, this movie could have had no Casey Jones and no April, and that would help. It could be a better villains. I know this would never happen, but I would actually not mind it if it was a reintroduction to these characters and they're just going up against street gangs and it's more about the... People like, oh, you just want an Oscar-winning drama. No, I just want something that is actually makes the characters fucking characters. Like they would do with Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, Chris Evans and Captain America, even Chris Hemsworth as Thor, which we've seen that you can fucking do this. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be tough to do with 4 characters, but I think you can do it. I think it's worth a try. But they never will. Because even in this, which seems like a more serious movie, it's still goofy and silly. Where you don't have Mikey burping. And surprised he wasn't fucking farting. And you don't have the bit with Night Watcher, the suit on, and he's fighting a little critter while this goofy scene is happening. See, even... Also, think about this. This is 14 years after the last movie. You're reintroducing these characters to an audience. What's one thing you would like the characters to do? Fight! It's 40 minutes in. We're halfway through the film. What fighting have we seen from the Turtles? We've seen Leo wrap up a couple people. We've seen Raph wrap up a couple people. And the Night Watcher, not even as a turtle, and the Night Watcher get up using chains as if he's fucking Spawn. And then they try to fight a monster, which they can't do anything. He's a big fat fuck of a monster. Almost as big as Steven Seagal. So, what the fuck you gonna do? I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, this... Even if you're going in for that, there hasn't been much fighting. And the little bits, again, a couple minutes of fighting a monster that they can't fight because it's too fucking big and they can't do anything with. And they don't even... That's part of the story, is that they screw up and because they're not a team yet. But it's like, again, this is your reintroduction to these characters. You want to see them kicking ass, taking names, fighting thugs. You don't get that. And even this, like, they can't fight these guys because they're made of fucking stone. So you don't go into developing the characters too much. You do the bears the minimum on Raph and Leo just comes off as a hypocritical fucking asshole. You have this plot you don't give a shit about with fucking stone generals. Again, you did 1 step forward, nice animation, and I would go 3 steps back. You know, I would have put you on mute for a while, because I want to hear your bullshit. I got the subtitles on anyway. Oh, lo and behold, I muted when Mikey burped. I must have sensed it. I must be fucking psychic. That's what I mean. It gets frustrating, where you just see potential, and it just goes backward, for fuck's sake. But pisses me off, man. Because, again, 14 years after the 3rd film. And it's not like they don't make a movie... It's like, yeah, I would actually like to see these guys as a family. Like Raph, the only time he tossed to Donnie is when he almost punches him. Mikey, I don't think he tossed to Mikey like 1 time the entire fucking film. And it's like... Even in the first movie, there's that little moment where he gave Mikey a fucking nudie. And part 2, that's one of the reasons why I like Secret of the Ooze, is that you see the Turtles interact with each other as a fucking family. That little bit where Mikey keeps pissing Raph off because he's eating too loud. Like, these little moments of being a family. Lo and fucking behold. I guess I'm too passionate about the characters. That's my problem. Because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this fucking one-dimensional horse shit. I want to see someone take the chance, the balls, to do the next step. You know, you can't do both. You can't, I mean, who says you can only do one thing at a time? Do one for, like that, and do the one for the titties. Just do that. I better put this back anyway. It's against the fucking law to do that, man. It's not. Here's winners again. I don't give a shit. Go back to the Star Trek fucking Enterprise, man. Give a flying fuck about you and your voodoo, buddy. Like, it would be cool if someone took the video game that this was a PS2, I forget what systems it were, and edited it into a movie. So tired of listening to Leo. Fuck him. Fucking asshole. The way, and by the way this story is going, it would make more sense that they say all four of you are important. It would make more sense if Leo goes with Mikey and Don and they're like, hey, we'll be fine, fuck Raph. And then Raph feels guilty because he wasn't there. And then they realize, no, Raph is important to the team. Because you think, oh, well, Raph's not important because we got the leader, the big brown noser, we got the genius, and then we got the guy who's naturally gifted, Mikey, and carefree. We got it all. Raph is the third wheel. Like, that would seem like be more a story that would be making more fucking sense than what they do here. But I guess that's the point, is that Leo is the leader, then he gets captured, and then they gotta go get him. And Leo and Raph leads, which should make me happy as a Raphael fan, but I don't know. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way anyway. Like you know, you see movies like this, you can see why when they did that comic book, The Last Ronin, why they made Mikey the last surviving turtle. They give him at least one story where he has more to do. Although part of me would like to have seen, like, I don't know how you would do it, but do that story, but with pick which one you want to be the last Ronin. And then here's the series of books with them as the last Ronin, the last man standing, so to speak. And each one could be their own story, differentiating because of who it is. I think that'd be pretty cool, but probably cost too much money. Isn't this like Kevin Smith is the voice? I'm trying to remember. Or maybe it's... I swear around here like Kevin Smith is a voice of one of these characters. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Yeah, it is Kevin Smith. The reason he's a voice in here is because he was friends with the Weinsteins, who the Weinstein Company produced this. And so, again, they had a working relationship with Kevin Smith because, hey, they released Chasing Amy and Dogma and all that. So, hey, Kevin, you're a comic book guy. You want to be a voice? I know Jason Mewes wanted to, when he heard that. Like, Jason Mewes wanted to be a voice, but that didn't happen. And I'm not a fan of this scene. That's what I'm talking about. Like you want to be like a darker, gloomier movie, and then you have this goofy ass bit with this little gremlin fighting Raph as Night Watcher in this fucking kitchen with this goddamn song. That's what I mean. Like it wants to have its cake and eat it too, and it's just like, okay, it is a kids film. I did. I liked the first two and their kids films. I did, but just again, it had the potential. It should not have done that at all, in my opinion. But see, like right here, which is true, he did save the life. Oh my god. Again, this motherfucker was doing this in the jungle, but it's fine when he does it. And there's I think, is it on this DVD? I think it is. Yeah, there's like an animatic where it shows Raph and Leo having a fight. I thought it was a better fight in the animatic. And it was more intense because when Raph goes to Leo, it goes like to this. And so the eye is like this far away from the eye, but Raph stops. Like the way it is in the movie, he keeps going, but it's to the side. I like the fact that Raph could have, but he stopped, and it's that close call. There's, oh shit. It just, when the side's right there by the eye, that's more intense. A lot more intense. It's fucking ridiculous. Now, I will say this is a well animated scene with the rain. I just muted because I'm just tired of listening to this motherfucker's voice. I really am. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks of Leonardo this way. Well, that's not true. I know my friends Afri and Mike feel the same way. They think he's a hypocritical asshole too in this. It just makes you hate Leonardo in this fucking film. It really does. I hate this fucking Leonardo so much. I want him to die. I want him to get his fucking head cut off. Like, please. Dressing up like it's Halloween every night. Risking the safety of our family. You did the same fucking thing. But the director, the writer is too stupid to realize that. And then this is the pinnacle here. Like, that's the lowest blow, saying I'm better than you. Like, that's the lowest of fucking blow. And I just want to see Leo get his ass pushed in. Well, let me reword that. Just what I talked about fan fiction earlier, so that would be taken the wrong way. I don't mind some of this choreography in this fight scene, to be fair. What I don't like, though, is this coming up with Leo has the sword and purposely, misses Raph's face, which makes sense because he doesn't want to kill him, but at the same time, it's like, it should be more like an equal thing. It's like right there, boom. Could have gone Raph, but doesn't. And like I say, that's a good moment. The realization, he runs away. But it's just, they could have capitalized it on so much more, and it doesn't. Go further with it, and it doesn't. Just doesn't. And so at the end we're left with these stupid fucking generals that I don't give a shit about. Fucking hell, man. But at the end I remember... God, now I wish I could remember the video game. Because I remember stuff like this playing off even more interesting in the video game, but fuck if I know, it's been forever since I played that thing, man. I don't even know if I have it around here. If I did, it would be in this. I know, just bear with me. This fucking thing. No. I think I still have it. Yeah. Oh, the fucking fucking thing, man. Did I put it in here? I think I did. Games I still haven't fucking played yet. That I do want to play sometime. Yeah, I think I put it... I think that's why I saved this game, actually. That's why I did save the game. Because of that. Only I cannot remember where the fuck I put it. Oh, whatever. Fuck, I'll find it later. It's here somewhere, damn it. Annoy the hell out of me now. Fuck. I have it in here somewhere. I can't remember where the fuck I put it. But it's somewhere. I know, I just don't fuck about looking at the fucking screen because this movie can suck my fucking dick. I'd rather do this than look at the fucking screen for the movie. That shows how much shit I give about this fucking movie. If that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does. Or what would. Yeah, it's fucking somewhere, man. Yeah, it's fucking somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I put the game, damn it. Have to fucking find it later or something. It's somewhere, I know it's somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it went. I swear it was in here. Whatever. Fuck it. I didn't like no conversations about what happened between you and Leo. I know there's no time, but still, it's like nothing. It's like, you know what? There could be something between Raph and Mikey, or Raph and Donnie, or anything, but we can't have that, because that'd actually be developing a fucking character. Do that? That's crazy. That's crazy to do that, Matt. Is it crazy? Yeah, it's crazy, Matt. What are you talking about? It's crazy. Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. So goddamn crazy, I know. Where the God, bother the fuck out of me now where the fuck that went. Damn it. Fuck it, whatever, man. Whatever. Can't find the fucking thing. Whatever. Just whatever. Whatever. Fucking whatever. Whatever. Fucking whatever. Fucking whatever. Well, it's one of these. It might be one of these. Well, I fucking know. Yeah, it is. One fucking lane, that's how. Shit. Fuck you doing there for? And yeah, I didn't miss much, so that says even fucking more. I didn't miss much. Here's the swords. We gotta go get them. I mean, and we're an hour and 3 minutes in. We're getting to the finale. And for fight scenes, we have Raph versus Leo for like a minute. I did Leo tying some folks up. Night Watcher tying some folks up. Raph fights a little dinky fucking monster in the kitchen for laughs. The other turtles fight this big monster that they can't do anything to. I mean, do you really get satisfied on an action front? Take out the Raph versus Leo bit. Would you enjoy this film? Because that's the thing with people who love the film. They talk about the Raph versus Leo bit. Okay, that's like two... Okay, with the beginning of the scene to the end, that's at most 5 minutes. That's with them talking and Raph running away. 5 minutes? Because you have Night Watcher bit before, you know. If you take that out, now look at the rest of the movie. Yeah, it seems pretty shitty or lackluster at the very least. Lackluster. That's the thing, just a lackluster story. Nothing done with Mikey. Nothing done with Donatello. Like, Donnie and Mikey seem like they're barely in the fucking film. And again, people are like, well, what about the 1990? What about... You know what? You could do better. Been 14 years since the third film. This is one scene I do like. When they're actually fighting, lo and behold. And they're fighting the Foot Clan members. And I like the fact it's like a sweeping shot. Wish it was longer. Just something that'd be cool to see more of. I didn't think about it. It's a vortex that's going up to the sky, just like we had in... Was that in the 2014 movie? Another fucking vortex going to the sky? Was that in the 2014 film, or was that the 2016 film? Or was it both? I can't fucking remember. But there's another vortex going up to the fuck... Because we've never seen that before. So, what heartfelt dialogue, conversation we don't have? I'm gonna need you too. And the turtles barely show any fucking emotion on their faces. They can't tell me they can't, because we saw it with Raphael when... Before he ran away. Like, Leo's like, gonna need you too. And like, no fucking emotion on his face. Like, nothing, man. Like, that's it. That's done. One line. Boom. It's all fixed. Because they're waste time with winners. And waste time with this bullshit. I'd give a rat's fucking ass about. I swear this was just so fucking frustrating as a fan of these characters. Karai's looking there like a deer in the headlights, wondering what the fuck to do next. Like, you give Patrick Stewart, this is the best role you can give him. About 13 beasts and 13 this. What is the 13 ghosts? 13 ghosts, 13 ghosts of Scooby-Doo? Or... I've seen 13 Ghosts. It's a better movie than this. I'd rather be watching 13 Ghosts. with Matthew Lillard. Oh, but you did it because those are brothers that are not connected, but these are brothers that are connected. Like I give a shit. Fucking Kevin Munroe. Kevin Munroe sucks. Zhang Ziyi can barely speak. Can barely understand what the fuck she's saying unless you have the subtitles on. Because there's no other person that could have voiced Karai than this. No other one. No, nobody else. Great, they're fighting stone generals like I care. They say they're fighting as a team, but they're fighting each one by one anyway. So I don't know if you just say they're fighting as a team. It's one's fighting one, another's fighting another, another's fighting another. I guess technically they're fighting as a team, I guess. I guess. This is like Kevin Munroe not knowing what the fuck he's doing. He's like, oh, I'm going to have this cool shot. But he never uses any of those fucking swords. What's the point then? I'm going to have all these fucking swords. Oh, cool. Does he use them? No. Does he use them one fucking bit? Fucking pointless. Like so much shit in the movie. I don't care if you got it, Splinter. And because they're stone general, they can't really do much fighting against these guys either. Mainly block, because they're stone general. It's not like you can punch stone. Oh, because we gotta worry about Casey and April leading the 13th monster to where the fuck they need to go. Now, can you imagine if, okay, they could actually, like, punch and kick and do... Technically they are, to be fair. To be fair. But it's not like these are fight scenes that people don't remember 2 days later. I imagine really having good, intricate fight scenes, and then... how do I word it? Someone throws something at Leo, Raph takes the hit. So my nose is itching because I'm allergic to this bullshit, apparently. My nose was not itching. Now it's itching. I fucking wonder why. But you can have one of them throw some weapon. It's going after Leo. Pushes Leo out of the way, takes the hit. They don't realize it yet. They see this all happening. Then they realize, oh my god, Raph apologizes. Leo's like, hey, no, it's my fault. You have a heartfelt conversation. Raph dies, and then again the whole Mighty thing I mentioned before, and wouldn't that bring a bit of, I don't know, memorable stuff to the ending of your movie? Some impact? No. Peter Laird, Peter Laird is part of the blame. But even Kevin Munroe, who knows if that would all be in it anyway. Fucking hell, man. Familiar faces from your past. Yes, she means the Shredder. Just for what I understand, there were plans for sequels. Apparently in part 2, if I can remember correctly, Mikey doesn't feel like he's appreciated in the group. He leaves. He either joins the Foot Clan or something else. Meanwhile, the other turtles, they're off doing something. I guess somehow the other three turn into baby turtles because there's a picture promotional of Mikey with the other three as regular turtles and Mikey's holding them. And maybe that's, Mikey finally showing that he's worthwhile. Like, it's a Mikey story. And then apparently a third film, which would be more of the space Triceratons, all that's Triceratons, if you don't know, it's creatures from space that look like dinosaurs. It was in the comic book. It was in the 2003 cartoon. And I guess that was going to be like more of a Donatello story. Because like, I guess this is like more of a Raph Leo story. So I'm like, how about you make all four of them worth it in one movie? Unless you're sure you don't do the sequels. Of course, I'm one to talk. I do a Raphael movie, so I'm not one to talk about that. So there you go. Oh my god, man. Like, even after the battle, you could have Raph and Leo finally say something. Now, you see these trinkets, kind of an ode to other stuff, like the Shredder's helmet. I think you see the magic scepter from part 3, among other stuff. Like, that could be a good moment between Raph and Mikey, but no, we're not going to do anything with it. Because, again, wasn't Mikey's like, oh wow, that dude's... You can have, like, a hero worship, like Mikey looked up to this Night Watcher guy, and then... Oh, it's my... I did all this stuff you could fucking do, and they don't do anything with it. Just coast along the bare minimum. And that's why this film came out, and fuck you, Kevin Munroe. If you, and okay, at the end of the day, if you don't want to do anything with the characters, then make a balls to the wall, badass action movie. And you know what? They didn't do that either. What the fuck is this music? Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Claws bedelt. The music. I'm gonna watch the credits. Just fuck it. Fuck it. I gotta do a review after this of this fucking movie too. I have to figure out what more I could say in the review that I didn't say in the fucking commentary. Or remember half the shit I said because this movie is forgettable. Creative consultant Peter Laird. This is your fault too. Cast. Chris Evans. Chris Evans did the best he can. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Whatever. Mako. Rest in peace. I don't think he was the right choice for Splinter. Kevin Smith. Why? I mean, he was buddies with Weinstein at the time, that's why. Patrick Stewart, could have been anybody. Zhang Ziyi, or Ziyi Zane as it says here. Laurence Fishburne. Narrator didn't even come back. He was at the beginning, that's it. Raphael, Nolan North. The voice of the Turtles, they did fine for what they had to do. I mean, I don't really have much issues with their voice work for the fucking script they had to use. There's just so much more to this movie that you could have done. Could have done, man. I'm sorry, Kevin Munroe, he's not much of a storyteller. He wasn't much of a storyteller in Astro Boy, which I don't remember hating, but I didn't love it either. And he wasn't much of a storyteller in this. That's why Kevin Munroe doesn't get a lot of fucking work. For reasons. A lot. And this film made money. I'm surprised they didn't do a sequel. But it wasn't a box office bonanza, so they're like, maybe we'll do a sequel. Nah, maybe not. And then that just kind of floated away. Fucking floated away. Fuck. Just fuck, man. Fuck. This pisses me off, man. So much potential. Fuck the credits. There's no fast forward. See if there's any. And at one point, John Woo wanted to produce an animated film of the Turtles. Nope. And then we get this fucking shit. And then for 7 more years, there were no movies until the 2014 film. And then the 2016 songs. These are your great songs. Red Flag. Well, the whole movie's a red flag. Rip It Up. Yeah, rip up your ticket after you watch this movie. You realize you wasted it. Youth Like Tigers. Roses. Walking on Water, You Wish. Black Betty, that's a song I'm so fucking tired of hearing Black Betty in movies. Oh, Black Betty. Lights Out POD, that's the one song I don't mind. Lights Out but POD. That's the one song I have to deal with. Other than that, just wasted potential. Like, you watch it and you go, I waited 14 years for this. I waited 14 years for this forgettable, mediocre bullshit. Thank you, Kevin Munroe. Thank you, Peter Laird. That there's a reason no one talks about the movie. And yet it's still better. It's still fucking better than the fucking Michael Bay. And now I'm just watching the test footage they did of Raph and Leo's fight. And this seemed like a more personal, down and dirty fight because it was hand to hand, like fist to fist, fisticuff to fisticuff. And they're choking each other, they're punching each other. Leo's kicking him. Ralph's like, fuck you, kicks him back. Maybe that's another reason why this fight's better. Is it literally is hand-to-hand fighting. And then the weapons come out. As that, like, Leo letting him, oh, I'm going to swipe this sword over here. Like, you can't see it, but there's some really good moves here. And then boom, right close to Leo's eye. That just makes it so much more intense. Why the fuck wasn't this used for the fight? It'd be a better fucking fight. God damn it. So the fuck I'm talking about with this fucking guy. Peter Laird has to be blamed as well. Well, there you go. I don't know what else to say. Even this fast forward season of the show, which is the lesser of the seasons, I would rather watch than this movie again. I really would. I would rather play this game again. Now that I found it, I'd rather play this game again. Because again, the stories seem more interesting than this. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.